Hey, so what's up YouTube? So I just wanted to make a quick little video before I go into work. And it's about something that I noticed online about certain games and fanboys, okay? So, if you guys don't know what fanboys are, they're people that defend a product even and ignore anything bad about the product just because they're in love with the product or with the company, like Sony fanboy or Xbox fanboy or PC fanboy or whatever, right? So, it's such a real thing, and I encounter it quite often when you're being online. I'm the type of person that will call out a good product or I'll call out a bad product if it's good or if it's bad. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate everything about that company or product, but if it's good or bad, I'm going to say so. I don't really care, right? I don't have a loyalty to something. Do I have a preference? Yeah, I have a preference, but that's because over the years, the product or something I've had has, you know, gave me joy or I enjoyed the product enough over the course of time that I become a fan or have a preference of that company. That doesn't mean that I'm just going to all of a sudden defend something, no matter what. And I think a lot of people, if you're one of those fanboys out there, y'all need to open up your mind and understand that these companies do not care about you. They don't care about anything but your wallet and your money. So don't become such a fanboy of a product or a company because you just, are living in the past when they used to make good things, or you're just, so tied into this product or company that you just, I don't know, there's just something weird about people that they just don't want to recognize the fact when something's good or bad. So with that being said, I made a comment about my game that I just started playing, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, the remaster that came out on PC. And I was playing it on day one, and I made a little video on it on here. I think it's a short. Within, the beginning of that game, if you guys don't know, it is a lot of cinematics. It's a lot of story. There's not a lot of gameplay. When you finally get into the gameplay, I maybe played 20 minutes of actual gameplay, and it literally crashed 5 or 6 times. Usually it crashed when you would go into the radio to save your game. If you guys played the game, you'll understand what I'm talking about, but you bring up the radio and you call people or save the game, it'd crash out every time. So I went ahead and lowered my graphical settings from ultra to high, did a little dance, whatever, and it seemed to get through that one part the game would crash. But then I'd be playing the game and I'd drop off the tree and it'd crash. It just kept crashing. That game has been coming out to lots and lots of problems, to it running really poorly, to optimization isn't really good, frame rate's not good, which is no excuse, guys, because it's a, 35-year-old game, I think, 20 to 35, I think it was 35-year-old game, I'm not really sure, but it's pretty old. Yes, they remastered it and everything, but we've got games like I've got Ghost of Tsushima right here. We've got some intensive games on the PC or console. There's no reason why this game apparently drops down to 720p sometimes, on console. On the Pro, it runs worse on the Pro than the normal OG PS5. So anyways, so I make a comment about how this is happening, and somebody replies in the comment section that this is a bunch of BS. I'm running on a 5090 Ti, no problems. I think this is, just a bunch of liars or whatever, however he wanted to put it, right? And it's like, you really think people are coming on here and complaining about a game that they're charging, $79.99, $80, I believe it is. You could have gotten it cheaper like I did on a different website. But the fact of the matter is, people aren't coming on here just to bash a game, especially a Metal Gear game where it's like super popular. They're not going on there just lying about this stuff. But again, because somebody, one or a few people are having no problems, or they're just lying, let's be real. Some people are lying, right? Because, people have even said, I'm running on, a badass computer and it's having problems and frame rates and stuff. But I feel like that's just, a PC fanboy just not wanting to admit that something came out bad on their product. And it's like they take offense to something. Let me turn this music down here. But it's like they take offense to something like they created it or something. I don't understand being a fanboy of a product. If it's good, it's good. Praise it. Vote with your wallet. Buy it. Use it. Tell people about it. If it's bad, tell people about that as well. People don't want to waste their money, especially nowadays, on things that cost a lot of money. And companies are getting lazier and lazier and building things cheaper and cheaper. They don't mind taking your money from you, but then they don't want to fix their game. They don't want to do whatever. So with all that being said, a patch just came out today for Steam for Metal Gear Solid. And what did they fix? Multiple crashes. One of them being the one that I brought up, but when you go into the radio, it crashes. They supposedly fixed that. A couple other crashes where you're crawling through the mud and the game crashes out. They fixed that. All these are fixes that they patched on Steam. So hopefully they continue to work on the game. But my whole point to that, it's good that they're working to fix the game, but the fact that they even put the game out like that and then fix it later, that's the biggest problem that we have with this generation of gaming. They rush out these games. They don't optimize them well for what they're coming out with, but they want more and more money, right? Games used to be $59.99. Now they're $69.99. Some games are $79.99. They want more and they want more and they want more, but they're not innovating the game. They're not making sure they run good on the game. They rely on day one patches. And some games they don't even bother fixing at all. So with that being said, guys, it's a problem. Don't be a fanboy.